they just like the extra minutes lately. Shannon, how impressive was LeBron?
What I tell you, Skip?
What did you tell me?
As soon as LA opened up, what was going to happen? Miss Tripp does. She can't control herself. She got to get out. She got to be seen. Another Tripp dub. And this time without AD. Look, I would have really preferred him not to play an extra 5 minutes, Skip. But KCP got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. You know, tried to contest Alexander's shot. He leans into him, makes 3 free throws, and so we got to go to overtime. Considering that he played extra 10 minutes, I think it was Friday night. But Skip, look, no AD, no Caruso. I mean, they probably was thinking, this team is struggling. We probably go, you know, LeBron, you get you 30 minutes, we're going to get you up out of there. And next thing you know, Skip, they're down 11 in the fourth quarter, and they can't get LeBron up out of there. And he just, I'm sure Frank Vogel and his staff, they go into the game saying, okay, LeBron, this is what we'd like to have happen. We'd like to play you about somewhere between 15 and 17 minutes in the first half, somewhere between 15, 17 in the second half, preferably 17. We'd like to keep you around 32 minutes. And for the better part of the season, Skip, that's where they were. He was playing the fewest amount of minutes of any point in time in his career, about 32, 32-5, 32-6. And then all of a sudden, they started creeping up. And now he's almost back to where he was last year at this time, about 34 and a half minutes. But, Skip, the difference is that right now, they got off to that unbelievable start last year. Remember, Skip, they were 20-3. The West is a little better this year. The Clippers are better. Although they're going through their growing pains right now. When they get PG...
Well, growing pains with no PG and no Patrick Beverly, okay?
Utah is better.
They're better. I will give you that.
Denver is up in...
Denver's sort of the same.
But that yoke, he'll load, though. And so, for me, Skip, I just think the thing is that he wants to come out of the ball game, but it's like you're jockeying him for seeding. And seeding matters because, you know, had the Clippers did a little better, they would have dodged the Nuggets. Maybe you get a more favorable matchup. But, Skip, I'm not, look, he was spectacular last night. 8 points in the fourth quarter, after they were down by 11. 7 came in the final 3, and then that cross-court 3. How many guys can make that pass, that skip? He did make it look so routine.
They named that after me, you realize.
They don't skip pass. You know, 28, 14, and 12. You know, can I put them on this, Skip?
My
MVP.
My final box must be a misprint.
What?
I'm looking here at the 3-point numbers beside LeBron's name, and it says 2 for 10.
We struggled a little bit last night.
2 for 10?
We struggled a little bit. We struggled.
I thought this is the year of the 3.
Hello. You wanted to be Steph Curry every night?
2 for 10.
We still shoot 40%.
Yeah, you're right.
And everybody give me some cases.
You've dropped a little bit.
Everybody gonna give me some cases at the end of the year? Yes, I am.
Well, did you say 40?
No, I said 38. You said 38.
I don't remember.
Yeah, you said 38. We're going to pull the tape. You gave me 38.
We have some revisionist history, but that's okay. I'm so many cases up from Tom Brady that I don't even care. If you need to get them back that way, you can get them back.
I'm going to get them back.
All right. I thought he played very well overall last night. I give you all the numbers. Obviously, in place of AD, you got to take up that slack. And he took it up, and he took it up on the boards, which I always he can rebound like a demon when he feels like it, because he is 6'9". What do we give him? 260-ish? Easy 260. He's obviously in great shape, and for him to get 14 rebounds is not shocking to me because he can get them every night if he applies himself to that phase of the game.
But at this juncture of his career, Skip, that's going to take too much out of him to hustle down and get those rebounds.
Okay, I got it. But he needed to last night.
Yes, he did.
And he by far was their leading rebounder. And he wasn't quite the leading rebounder in the game because Baisley had 16 for the Thunder. And by the way, Baisley won a tip with LeBron late in the game, which led to the 3 free throws.
Yeah.
I was surprised because I thought LeBron could get up over Baisley, but...
Well, first of all, no. Hey, check this out. I saw the Chicago Bulls lose a game when Gary Trent won a jump ball off Zach LaVine, the 3-time dunk champ.
Okay, maybe it's timing. Maybe it's a bad toss.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, all right, I got it.
And Kane Fitzgerald probably tossed it up anytime he had... Was he official? If Kane Fitzgerald is in the game, I want no part of that game. Who was the official, Skip?
He was there.
Yeah, okay.
He was the lead official. Okay. Now to my pet peeve about your man, LeBron James. And it just won't go away. And it plagued me on Saturday night I forced Ernestine to watch that game against Detroit. I'm going to get to that in just a second, but let's do the game at hand, which was last night. Okay, so the Thunder aren't great. They're now 10-13. They're without George Hill for what it's worth and without Muscala for what it's worth. But they're just a bunch of kids playing as hard as they can play. So they have no choice but to put Lou Dort on LeBron James. Lou Dort is 6 feet 3 inches tall to 6'9" LeBron. Lou Dort is in his second season in the NBA at age 21, okay, out of Arizona State. Undrafted Lou Dort, who sort of came from nowhere last year. And he can defend, but it's a little hard to defend 6'9" when you're 6'3". Okay. All right, so at the end of the game, in both situations, Detroit and Oklahoma City, end of regulation, you can avoid overtime and go home and drink your wine, which he said he's got some fine wine sitting waiting for him. Okay. If you just figure out how to end this right here, right now. Last night was a little less time because it's 1.3 seconds, but you're inbounding on your end. And to me, if you're LeBron James and you're 6'9" on 6'3", if you call for some kind of a play that will get you a lob on the edge of the paint where you can wheel on Lou Dort, you can get fouled because he has no choice but to foul you because you're just too big for him. But that's going to require that you go to the free throw line and make one of two to end the game.
We're going to make both of them.
Well, you could make both of them. And he's been a little better from the free throw line, 72% so far this year. But when you look at the rest of the league, it's still way below average from what.
Skip, Skip, he's not the shooter that KD and Kyrie and all those guys are.
Just in case people have forgotten, right now, just right here, right now, KD is making 87%, Kyrie's 94%, Harden's 88%, Kawhi is 89%, Paul George is 91%. Steph's 94, and just for the record, the two big guys that I love both of them, but Embiid is 85%, and Jokic is 85%. LeBron's 72.
Yeah.
You can't be the GOAT or the best player on the planet if you have that kind of a flaw.
Well, Jordan was never the best free throw shooter in the league.
Okay, but he was 85.
But Larry Bird was 90.
Okay.
Mark Price was 90.6.
Okay, but 85 is way better than 72, especially if you can get to the line. Yet LeBron's attempts keep falling. He was career low attempts last year.
You saw last night they fouled a man. They fouled a man with the left-handed shot. They won't call it. You saw they fouled him.
Okay, if I'm LeBron, I'm just going to wheel on Dort with the second left, and I'm going to the rack.
They ain't going to call it.
Well, just let's see if they call it, because I think he's going to have no choice but to hack me, to hammer me, to body foul me, or just hack my arms. If I go up strong with my right hand, because he likes to go to his left, they're just going to have to foul you at the end of the game. And instead, he runs hard straight away from the basket and tries to catch and turn and shoot, and Dort's just got a full head of steam, too, and is right in his face.
That's on Trez. Trez got to set a better pick.
Right, okay.
Trez got to set a better pick, Skip. You see, Trez got him. Keep it pinned, Trez.
Okay. But this is no hope. This doesn't even have a chance. He doesn't even get it to the rim.
He made him double clutch. But we've seen him hit in the playoffs 2 threes from that very spot.
Okay.
Orlando and Indiana. Okay. So we know he's capable.
Okay, but what's the lower degree of difficulty to me? It's just to get fouled and get to the free throw line. Go ahead and shoot something that's in the paint on him.
Skip, right now, he's the Simone Biles of gymnast. Okay. There is nothing that's difficult for him.
Okay, well, then you should have pulled that one off.
Skip, now you know what?
Okay, now, let's look quickly at Saturday night. Okay, it's the same situation. The game is tied. All you need is one free throw, and there's not a double overtime, right? And so let's see what he did down. This is with 3 seconds left. He just says, okay, I love this. I like this. And then he shoots a weak, sort of fall away left hand.
He's going with his left hand.
Like a baby
and Plumlee met him. Look at that. Two guys.
Like a baby hook, and he shoots it over the rim.
Skip.
Okay, if you go right-handed, and you go up straight, he's 6'9". He's bigger than Plumlee is.
Jeremy Grant is 6'9". Mason Plumlee is 6'10". Skip,
just go right up through.
Skip.
You don't think if you go right-handed, you're not going to the free throw line? I will bet you're going to the line.
Now, see, at first you said he shouldn't have pulled up. Now he drives the ball on Friday.
I told you, I give you that. Okay. And then he shoots this weak, you know what?
Skip.
That's weak, you know what?
That's that weak, you know what? That's the left-handed that he finished Paul George with against Miami. Remember?
He lobs it up over the rim. It's like some baby running hook left-handed. He's doing everything he can not to get fouled because he doesn't want to shoot.
Why not I just pull up? Why not I just put up and shoot a mid-range if you're not trying to get fouled?
Okay. Well, if that's what you're most confident in that case, just pull up and shoot your jumper then.
No, he thought he could get to
Because
the
I love the concept of, oh, he's going to drive it. He's actually going to go to the basket. And by the way, he's got Plumlee on him for all the game, and Plumlee can't defend LeBron James.
But here's the thing.
Because they were stuck. And by the way, that is, we're talking about the Detroit Pistons. They're the worst team in record in the league.
Yeah.
They were without Blake Griffin, without Wayne Ellington, and obviously without Derrick Rose, because we didn't know at that point he was about to be traded to the Knicks. Okay. So down 3 of your best players, you can do better than that.
And down to 3 best players, that team still beat the Suns. They still beat the Celtics. They still beat the Sixers.
Okay, but they have the worst record in basketball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So they're going to compete. They're going to fight.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I got it. But it's LeBron
And
James.
they're young, Skip, and they're young. So when you're young, you just got bounds of energy. Jeremy Grant can play 40-plus minutes. These guys can play 40-plus minutes. And so no lead is safe because the Lakers had a big lead Friday night. But they just keep coming. They just keep coming. And you see Goat. You see Goat what he did to Horford. Oh, give me that.
Goat ends that game. Goat
We did.
ended that game
We
last
did.
night.
We did it. We did it.
Well, you're already up when he made the 2 threes in the second overtime against Plumlee.
Hold on. What about that 3 and the 4th? What did they put us within 2? And then the layup to tie it up. And then the skip pass.
I love that skip pass. Thank you for naming that after me.
No.
They blew a 17-point lead against Detroit. They're starting to mirror the Kansas City Chiefs, who went the whole back half of the year barely winning. You kept saying, are they winning? Yep, they're winning barely.
I know a team that's been blowing 17, 16-point leads and losing. You know the team that's down in the basement?
Yeah.
They keep blowing leads and losing.
Really?
Losing.
Let them get full strength and let's see what happens.
Whoa. See, you guys say, but let me do this, let me do that. Hey, let us get full strength. Let us get healthy. We still trying to figure out. I mean, think about it. Wesley Matthews hadn't played in like 7, 8 days. DNP.
He made 4 out of 5 threes last night.
Come in and be a professional.
Yep.
That's what we do. Keith Morris, he hadn't played in a while. Hey, come in, be professional.
Hey, I got to give you this. Schroeder is better than I thought. He is electric. He is completely fearless.
Yeah.
He'll try any shot at any moment and make most of them.
I was surprised because he had a streak where he made like 17, 18 in a row, and then he goes to the free throw line at the end of the game. He missed 3 or 4.
Well, speaking of missing, they were lucky last night that the Thunder went on a jag at the end of the game. The last 4 minutes of regulation and the overtime, they were 1 of 12.
That's what the Lakers did. Yeah. Skip, you remember the Lakers in the fourth quarter? And that happened again on Friday night. They went 6 minutes without scoring a point. They went 4 or 5 minutes last night without scoring a point.
Where's the quote-unquote GOAT?
Right there where you're chilling.
Oh. Chilling like wine.
Skip, you know how you build that thing? You got to build it. You know, you hear that music in the movie, it's building. I got to build for that crescendo. I got to build for that denouement. I got to build for that zenith, that apex. It's coming. It's coming. Hold it, Jenny.
Hold it. And I got to miss the last second shot in both regulations so I can keep the audience on the edge of their seat for 2 overtimes.
Hold on. Didn't the Nets miss? Kyrie missed the jumper. The ball come right back to KD. And what happened, Skip? Back iron. Boom.
Nobody talks about them being the GOAT.
They shouldn't. That's why. You ever notice that, Skip? Nobody has ever said anybody but GOAT James when GOAT to Michael Jordan. They don't say that by Kawhi.
I think you're the only somebody who says that.
Don't do that, Skip.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Now, you should be happy. You won this. Tom Brady got number 7.
Yeah.
But you see, I come out here yesterday, give Tom Brady his credit. You refuse to give my guy, GOAT.
If he just made a walk-off, I'd say, way to go, GOAT.
He's made 7 of them.
Yeah.
LeBron, Ramon James.
7, 18 years.
Yeah, come on, Skip.
Come on.
You've had your time with Tom.
Yeah, I'll give you your time.
Give LeBron some love. Like
There's one guy on bet, Skip. In NBA game, there's one guy on bet against.
There's one guy I bet against.
LeBron, Ramon James Sr. I ain't betting against him.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.